I want to show you some fun things you can do to build better with tiny prims. As we like to say in Second Life, it all starts with a cube. So right click, create, and click. You've got yourself a generic, some would say plywood. I've never tested that to be sure, but it's a cube. So see size here? Now, just enter 0 and tab between each field. It will just automatically reduce to the smallest size, which is a cube with each dimension being only a centimeter, or 0.01 meters. So, you think that's small? Well, it is pretty small, but we can do better than this. And this is something that Zuzi Martinez taught me a long time ago. It's always good to pay respects to your teachers when you're passing on knowledge like I am now. Okay, oh, you see what I did? This is a very fun thing, very basic trick, is you hold Shift key, then you click on the positioning arrow to create a copy of the object. So you got a copy right here, okay. It's the old Shift drag is what they call it. Next, what you want to do is change the building block type from box to sphere. Now, what relevance does this have? There's some subtleties though. Watch. Set dimple to the beginning, which should be 0.25, and the end would be 0.75, okay? So you got these little notches. Next, what you want to do, change it back to a box. You see it's a little flattened. Even though the dimension, the size, it looks the same, but clearly it's not the same. So next, path cut begin and end. This is handy because as you see, when you click on these arrows, it chops it up, chops in little smaller pieces. So what you want to do, set this to 0.625 mathematics, right? You want to quarter it. And then 0.875. And the reason why you want to quarter it is because what you're going to end up with is, voila, a quarter size of the original cube, who's like a Papa Cube now. Hi, Papa Cube. Hi there, son and or daughter. So this is an even tinier prim. You put them next to each other for comparison, and as you zoom out, of course, the scale. Wow, isn't that cool? Next, now that you've seen what can be manipulated with cubes, you'll want to see what can be done with cylinders. So you just click that, and then let's make a cylinder. Oh, it's quite big in comparison, isn't it? Okay, we do the same thing here. 0, 0, 0. And it always snaps it to the smallest physical possible size. Okay, zoom in. Oh, don't want to overshoot it too much. Let's do the same thing here for comparison's sake. Remember, hold the Shift key, click, and drag a positioning arrow to have a copy made. Remember, like we did last time, you change the building block type, cylinder, to sphere, and this time we're going to change the dimple to, say, 49 and 51. So it's really going to be flat. Yeah. Now, what can we do with that? Well, let's have a look and let's go back to cylinder. Okay. Now, it's pretty flat. Yep. You can make a little button or coin. These are examples. You can repurpose them for your own content creation purposes. I would certainly hope you have ideas. Now, you want to set this taper. Set all the way down. -1. Same thing with the Y axis. There we go. And now we have an even smaller one. Now what you can do, you can make this, well, wrong one. You can make this one a little taller. Okay. Just click. Do. Watch it grow. And what you have here now is a cylinder with a diameter that is considerably smaller. So I guess you could make, like, say, a jail for rats or something. Let your imagination run wild. But this is just to show you how easy it is to do these tiny prims. Without a doubt, one of the blessed, most wonderful facets of Second Life is the multiple techniques and approaches, ways you can get work done and do things that you enjoy. So, as you may have seen, it gets really difficult to zoom in at really small sizes. You may instead wish to start big and then scale down. And this is easily accomplished by, let's just res some prims. I'll just make a few cubes there and maybe change them around. Let's have some variety. Let's stretch that one. Let's make this one. Woo, okay. Then let's maybe cut this one. You can all do this very quickly. As you can see, building is spontaneous and it's great because you can show it off to others. And let's just say, I want to change their colors, just blank them. Oh, you know, I'm so biased towards these colors. I love them. Let's just go with that. Make it easy, okay? So click, then hold Shift key like that, then click, 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 and you can press Control L or link them. So now they function as a single object set. They're a linked set. So what you can do from there is the regular stretch. Like it says, you can stretch upwards or downwards. Control Shift is a shortcut. So normally you do this in one smooth motion. I'm going to do it slowly to illustrate. See? Shrinking, 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 shrinking. Oh, gotta have a steady hand there. Watch, 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 watch. Okay, you can keep shrinking down until it is extremely small again. And from there, you can do, if you do edit linked parts and edit a specific object, you can combine the earlier technique. You can just go back to the object shapes as I showed you, and you can change the size even smaller if you want. That's what you desire, right? And you can easily go and make that a sphere. The same old things again with a dimple, like I showed you earlier. No need to go through that again. But it just different approaches. So this would make it so you can also stretch it back up. Object size manipulation, make it jumbo. But the point here is the tiny prims. The tiny prims. These are some super fantastic examples of what you can do in a practical context with tiny prims. First up, we have these little miniature snow globes as crafted by Marbles Tokyo. We have various ones with different scenes. You can see there's a little aquatic castle with bubbles. We've even got a rose for you romantic types. Yeah, you can see the scale as I zoom out how small that is. And then we've also got these lovely shoes. They're called inner city heels. Look it's a metropolis. This was achieved, of course, using the tiny prims techniques. You have a little city in the heel of your shoe, and you walk around, all these little people are like, ooh, we're going on a ride. And here we have a fantastic blade. It's a very nice weapon, can also be used for ornamental purposes if you don't want to slash up anyone. It's by Esprit Xavier. And again, we can see as we zoom in, use of tiny prims, cut and hollowed and layered in all sorts of intricate, compelling ways. Now, you may have been wondering, but what is the most prominent example of tiny prims in Second Life? And although this is arguable, I'd have to say that quite a popular form is found with jewelry. Of course, you have little gemstones, you have little rings and whatnots. So here is an example, a very good instance. It's by Random Calliope. And she's created what is a necklace. And as you can see, these are not flat textures. This is actual prim work at a very small size. Dimensions of scale and perception of thus can be used to great effect in Second Life. Here I am at the Ego Terra mansion in the sky. What looks like a burger and a regular dining table quickly becomes apparent it's not so normal as I draw back my camera view, and you see that I am in fact on a giant table in a giant kitchen, making whatever tiny prims I res that much smaller. Isn't that fascinating?